Okay, so we created a series, and we did that a couple of different ways. One, we created a list, or we created a dictionary and converted that to a series, or we just created the series right from the start. Here what we're going to do is we're going to create some Pandas data frames. We're going to still use that simple little different countries, different sports, just as illustration. So what we're going to do here is we're creating Pandas data frames. Now, most of the time you're going to just be importing data frames into Python, but let's at least see what the structure of these things look like, right? So this is similar to creating a Pandas series, and we're going to replace the word series with data frame. And notice the D and the F are capitalized. We're going to use the same information from the series, and we're going to change it to a data frame. All right. So, first thing, import pandas as PD. Right. And we're going to establish S as our data frame. I'm going to type this out. So PD dot data frame, the D and the F are capitalized, parentheses, and we're going to double bracket, right? So full data frame in the first variable, or the first column, or row in this case, right? So we're creating rows. We're going to have US, Argentina, and South Korea. And for giggles, let's put in Canada as well, right? We may as well add Canada. So that's the first row of information. The second row of information, I want it to be football, soccer, comma, taekwondo, and hockey. Okay. Beautiful. So let's see what this looks like. So let's run, remember, we've got to import first, import, and then we run our line. So now here's our data frame. It's a 2x4, 2 rows, 4 columns. But that's not how I want the data to be structured. I really want to have 2 columns, 4 rows. Right? Because right now, this is what the data frame looks like. So let's print S. This is what the data frame looks like, right? That's not the way I want it. We really want it to be transposed. So let's copy all of this and paste it, right? So it's the same thing, but now at the end, I'm going to add dot capital T, right? So what that should do is that should, at the end of this thing, I'm just going to type what this does. The dot T at the end transposes the data frame. Okay? So let's do that, and then we're going to, again, print S just to see how it changed. So let's run this. All right? So now it's notice, before when I ran this, it was a 2x4. Now, when I run it, it's a 4x2, 4 rows, 2 columns. So let's print S, and now you can see that it is US football, Argentina soccer, right? This looks more like the way I want the data to be created. But you know, I'd really like to have some column names here, or maybe even some row identifiers. So let's at least add column labels to our two columns. And we'll put in an index. We'll put in a label, an index label for each of these rows. So column labels to the two columns. And let's put in an index. All right. So we're going to call this S2. Right? So there's a couple of different ways of doing this. Right? What we're going to do is we're going to basically redo this, but with the column headings first. So let's put in we're going to create a new data frame, pd.dataframe. Right? And we're going to define the data is equal to squiggly brackets, country is the first column, and what I want in that is my data here. So that's the country. I'm just putting that in there. Okay. Then I want sport colon, and now I'm going to put in my sport. So I'm going to copy my sport here, my sports in the square brackets, versus retyping all of that. Okay. That looks about right. Let's hit print S2. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pound %% to create a cell. So when I'm here, instead of printing the line, because if all I did is I hit here S2 and said print line, it would give me an error because it's not seeing this second line. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this as a cell, and I'm going to run that cell. And now it's giving me country and sport, US, Argentina, South Korea, Canada, and the different sports. And again, of course, I can print it and run that one line. Gives me the same thing. Okay? So I think that print is kind of redundant. All right, so let's now do another one, but this one will add the index. So everything is the same. Everything is the same, so I'm going to copy all of this right to here. Well, I'm going to copy the whole thing. Copy all of that. I'm going to put it here. Equals. So all that's the same. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another comma in here. Did I do that right? Comma. There we go. And now I'm going to type in index equals, and I'm going to put in an index. And I'm going to do simple index, country 1, comma, and I'm just going to repeat this. Copy, paste, 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 get rid of that comma and change this to country 4, country 3, country 2, and again I'm going to put this as its own cell. So it's going to run that whole cell. and I'm going to run S3. All right, and now I want to print S3. Let's see what it does for me. Oh, it didn't even do it, so what am I missing here? It should have done, let's see. There we go. For some reason it didn't, when I ran it up here, it didn't see the whole cell. It just ran this nonsense. So now it's run the full cell. I don't have to put the print in there. And there we go. Now I see country 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now I set the index. I've got the column. And so if I wanted to pull out a value, so I want S3 dot location. I want country 1. And I want to know the country. All right. So I can run that, and it should give me country 1. It should give me the US as its value. And that's what it has done. If I wanted to also find out its sport, I could put in sport. So country 1, I want the country and the sport. Now it should give me both of those values. Nope, it's not giving that to me. So there's something else that I've got to do in here. It looks like right now I can only call out unless I put this in brackets. Let's see. I'm just trying this. Nope, not finding it. I will figure out how to pull that. It might be something a little different to pull out both values for country 1. Or maybe what I do is I just say, give me country 1 and give me all the values in country 1. It's giving me US. Oh, actually it did work before. Sorry, I apologize for that. It gave me US and it gave me football for both of those things. So either way, putting it in brackets, right? I didn't have an error when I ran it this way, or just giving me S3 location country 1 gives me the same result as you can see down here.